You are muted. Welcome to Let's Talk Movie, guys.
Dang it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Let's Talk Movies. I'm Brad.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
muted, and I didn't realize I was. It finally happened. It finally
It
happened.
It wasn't me this time, guys.
I give Miguel crap all the time because every time we start, he's always muted. And now I finally did it. So,
pretty much.
Guys, welcome back to the show. This is our 49th episode, and we are talking Spider-Man No Way Home. This has been a long time coming. The second episode that we ever did on this show was about Spider-Man No Way Home. And of course, that was almost a year ago now, which is hard to believe. But it was a year ago when we were speculating and trying to think about, that was kind of when we low-key found out that WandaVision and No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness were all going to kind of coincide and be their own little story arc with it. Well, I'll say little story arc, but huge story arc in the MCU. And now, now we're almost a year later. December 20th was our inception of that show. And we're still talking Spider-Man No Way Home, and we're less than 2 months from the release, which is unbelievable. So we're going to talk a whole bunch of different things. We're going to talk light spoilers. We're going to try to stay somewhat easy on the spoiler stuff. Or really, it's speculation, basically, because nobody knows anything. Miguel and I were talking on the phone earlier.
It's just speculation,
Exactly. Miguel and I talked on the phone earlier, and this movie and the hype and the talk surrounding this movie is I've never seen anything like it. Even with Endgame, Endgame didn't have this much hype built up to it, and this much like everyone being unsure of the plot and unsure of this, but they think this is going to happen, but then you hear this. Every single day it's like something new comes. 20 new things pop up about this movie, and you don't know whether they're true or not because it's just the marketing campaign, the whole journey to Spider-Man No Way Home has been unbelievable. So we're going to take time. We want this to just be kind of an open conversation with you all. We're going to look at a couple of different pictures. We're going to talk about some of the concept art that is leaked. We're not going to show anything because I don't want to get that copyright strike. I don't want to push too hard. And I already feel like
us talking about this now is pushing the line.
I say us talking about it, but I mean like fandom in general. I already feel like the Marvel fandom and the Spider-Man fandom is already kind of starting to push the line of like, it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, when is it enough? You know what I mean? When are the spoilers going to be enough? Like, when are you going to feel like, okay, I know what I need to know? But we're going to get into all of that, man. Miguel, how are you doing tonight, buddy? It is Monday night. It has been a great Monday. I don't know what it is. I've been in a great mood today.
I'm just trying to figure out this lighting right now. I don't want my face to get too shiny, so that's what it
beautiful.
is.
You look
Thank you. That's fine. Since I don't have a wife, I'll go with you for your affirmation, so that's fine.
That's fair. We are somewhat married anyways.
Exactly.
So, guys, if you're with us, please be sure to leave us a like. If you're new, welcome to the show. Consider subscribing to our channel. We do new shows every single Monday and Friday. And we also have a horror-based show called Purely and Simply Evil, and that drops at least once or twice a month. So, without further ado, do you want to get on into this? Because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot a lot to get to. So, like we said before, we really want this to be an open conversation where we can talk about the film leading up to its release and kind of join in on the hype. Because we've been hesitant to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home.
It was like. Spider-Man No Way Home was always this Spider-Man film was always something that we talked about. Even from one of our very first episode, we talked about it in Investment Day. We talked about Spider-Man No Way Home before it was No Way Home. And ever since then, we kind of like hinted at news and anything that would come up officially. But It was just, we never wanted to talk about any of the speculations because we didn't want to come off as insiders that know what's going on.
Which we are not.
Yeah, we get the information same as you guys. So as soon as you refresh a page and get the information, we get the information. So
and
with that being said, we're getting close. We're like, again, 2 months away from the movie. So at this point, it's just balls out. Let's just talk about it, guys.
Yeah. Like I said, there are reasons we've been kind of hesitant to talk about it. Leaks and rumors are finicky. You know what I mean? You kind of have to pick your battles with that kind of thing. And I had even asked Miguel, I was like, do you think it's okay to do this and speculate about this stuff? But you know what? There's so many other channels and there's so many other people doing it. I was like, it'll be fine. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be okay. Like, let's just talk about this. Let's structure this as an open conversation with people instead of here's what's supposed to happen in the movie, and here's this rumor, but here's this different rumor, and then here's this plot leak, and then I mean, it's just like we laughed a few episodes ago, with a couple of our listeners in our chat because I mean, I told Miguel if you were to actually sit and try to conjure up and try to acquire all of the different information that comes out about this movie every day, it would be like a second job.
Yeah, you would be contradicting yourself every hour of the day.
Absolutely. It's literally like a second job in and of itself.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why we haven't really talked about this movie a whole
Because we don't have the time
lot.
to refresh and look at all this stuff.
Well, we don't have the time. Plus, again, I don't want to be the guy or the show that is sharing false information. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that kind of show. We have more of a talk show-ish vibe, I think, here. And we love talking with you all and answering questions in the chat. And, we that's kind of our format. And there are people, if you want the leaks and if you want plot leaks and, bullet points of things that are supposed to happen or trailer leaks or, whatever, there are people to do that. Daniel Rickman, RPK, is a favorite of mine. Michael Roman, who also goes by All Fires, he's got Everything Always, that YouTube channel. The Cosmic Wonder, I believe his name is Warren. Sorry, buddy, if that's not your name. But there are people to do that kind of thing. And speaking of Daniel Rickman, he did tweet out this morning. I retweeted it on our Twitter account. Go follow us at We Talk the Movies. He did tweet, the second trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home is getting closer. So things are ramping up. I think it's just not in the way that any of us really expected it to.
I said, tell me anything new. That post was so fucking
I know, right?
vague. It was like, guess what, guys? Trailer getting close. No shit.
He has been very vague, and I get it. A lot of the industry insiders are in a strange place. They have to be somewhat vague, but they're also trying to give somebody something. You know what I mean? Because, for example, we had the official poster drop last night. The official Spider-Man No Way Home poster. It was something.
Hit with so much, not backlash, but denial, because it didn't, like, everyone. I've seen so many posts and people saying this ain't the real poster. This is just someone's great way of photoshopping the original poster that came out with Spider-Man and Doc Ock. But then I was one of those people until Brad told me, he was like, dude, go on the Sony Instagram, go on the Disney Instagram, it's on there. And I was like, fuck. Okay, sure.
The way this marketing campaign has gone, it literally, and I say this, I with all due respect to Disney and Sony, it seems like they're trolling people. Like, they are trolling Marvel fandom at this point. You know what I mean? They know how desperate people are. They know how much people are like begging for crumbs. You know what I mean? And that post. Let's pull up the poster. Let's take a look at the poster. So last night, and it was really late too. I was in bed. I woke up in the middle of the night, and that's when I finally looked at the poster.
Oh, so you got my text. It was like 11 o'clock at night.
It was late.
Yeah. And I saw the poster and I just texted you late night. I was like, I guess the poster's out. It was such an afterthought. It was like, I got home, laid my head on my pillow, and I refreshed Instagram, and boom, there it was. I was like,
it was strange because I don't know. To me, it seemed, and we're going to talk about this later because I kind of have a theory. But it seemed like a strange time to drop a trailer. I mean, yes, on the Pacific, on the West Coast, it was 6 o'clock, 6:30 or something like that. But over here on the East Coast, it was after 10:30 when we finally got to look at it. So here it is. Here's the Spider-Man No Way Home poster in all of its glory. Well, I say all of its glory. So Miguel, I can't speak for you, but I wasn't. It's grown on me. It's not terrible. At first glance, I was not wild about this poster.
At first glance, I thought it was just another fan.
You did think it was fake?
Fan-made poster. and it looked good until Sony posted on their Instagram, and I was like, well, I guess that's it.
There's some interesting things. So obviously, it's the thing that first stuck out to me. The pose. He's in the Deadpool. He's going to do the superhero landing. He's got the superhero pose going. That is the same exact pose as this. What we saw, it is literally identical to what we saw in the trailer. Right as Doc Ock goes, "Hello, Peter."
It's like Elena. Bridge. It's like Elena said in Black Widow. It's like, it's a fighting pose,
right?
You're a total poser.
But yeah, and I thought that was kind of interesting that they used the same exact, like carbon cutout with just more of an HD look to it. And it's definitely got more color to it, obviously. I'm still not 100% convinced that bridge scene was finished, that the CGI was finished when that trailer got cut.
Not at all.
That's a conversation for another day. So let's kind of break down the poster a little bit. I know Michael Roman said this. Boss Logic, when he reposted the poster, Boss Logic himself actually commented on it and said he thought that this was fake. He thought that this was a fake poster. And I mean, if you don't know who Boss Logic is, the dude is creative. I mean, he is remarkable, the kinds of things in the posters and the graphic designing skills that he has. And there are little strange things. If you look all the way to the left, the left Doc Ock arm, closer to the edge, there's kind of a line there. And it's a strange Photoshop line that shouldn't be there. I've seen a few people point that out. And again, this is completely nitpicking. I mean, this is like nothing. Complete nitpicking, this poster. But of course, we're Marvel fanboys. So, I mean, that is what we're going to do. You know what I mean? We're Marvel heads. Like,
yeah. It's just, how can I say it? This is actually the first poster where everyone was like hesitant to think that this is the Marvel poster.
Right.
So that's interesting to note because like at the same time, people are thinking, oh, this has to be fake because it's apparently the people don't like it.
Yeah.
People think it's fake because they don't like it. And apparently if it's real, I guess it's saying to a lot of people like, hey, we don't like this poster. And I'm not saying this gonna be is that a product we're gonna see in the movies? Probably not. But in regards to this poster, I mean it's not, it just looked like a fan poster to me.
It did. It's I don't know.
You know why?
There's a few reasons for that though too. It's almost a little bit busy. I know a lot of people, if you look in the far left corner, on the bottom left corner, I'm still seeing people on the Mephisto train saying that is Mephisto or that's an Easter egg to Mephisto in the bottom left corner. I don't think that's it at all. I really don't think that is. Oh my
God.
True. I know, right? It does. It low key, the embers from the fire do kind of look like a face. But I don't think that's at all what they were going for. And there are a few different Photoshop lines like that one I pointed out a second ago. There's a couple of strange areas that almost appear to be like editing mistakes. And I think Boss Logic said that as well. It almost makes me wonder if this is a much different, if it's the same poster, but if they had to edit certain things out to remove spoilers. But then again, if you did that doesn't even make any sense, because if you did that, just make a different poster. You know what I mean? You're already using this carbon cutout pose, the superhero landing pose for Spider-Man. So, I mean, like, why would you? I don't know. I'm really confused. I don't know.
Well, I guess it makes sense.
It's interesting.
If this is like is there supposed to be more to the poster? Because let's be honest, there's a lot.
That's
of
what I'm
space.
wondering. That's what I'm saying. I'm almost
here.
wondering if there's supposed to be something else that we don't see yet. So let's kind of break this down a little bit. Obviously, we have this kind of confirms two more villains. Obviously, Doc Ock and Electro were already confirmed. Alfred Molina and Jamie Foxx are confirmed 150% by Disney and Sony to be a part of the project. In the back, kind of to the left side, we have sand. That kind of confirms Sandman, which we haven't really had legit confirmation of yet. That does confirm Sandman. And I'll tell you what, and we'll talk about the villains here in a few minutes. I'm really, really intrigued to see what they do with Sandman, to be honest. There's a few villains I'm very intrigued to see what they do with. Just because he had such a completed arc at the beginning of, or at the end of Spider-Man 3, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't leave him kind of as a villain. We left him as a dad who was trying to do the right thing for his daughter.
He had a full redemption arc, so to speak.
He did. Now, the thing that made me the most excited, over Spider-Man's left shoulder, we have finally admitted about the Green Goblin thing.
The Green
Goblin. I know we did see the I know this is really awkward. We did see the grenade in the first teaser trailer, which confirmed it. But this kind of gives us a glimpse as to what he looks like now. My only gripe with this is Goblin's design is not completely in line with the other concept art that was leaked earlier last month. If you really look at it, this is basically the Spider-Man 2002 Green Goblin suit. Would you agree?
Yeah, which is, again, why I thought this was fake.
I mean, that's fine. I assume it's going to be along the lines of the Spider-Man 2002 suit. But the Goblin image, which was not Willem Dafoe, I believe it was a stunt double or a stand-in or something like that, looked a bit more Mad Max-ish. It had the battle damage. It had some brown plates kind of on the shoulders. It had like the sash bag thing that he's got kind of around his waist and his shoulder, where he kind of pulls the grenades and things like that out of. Also, and I've seen a lot of speculation about this, Miguel, what's your take on the helmet? Do you want to see the Green Goblin with the helmet, or do you want to see more of a screwed up Willem Dafoe, the route they took with Harry in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where he physically looks demon goblin-ish?
I'd take the helmet day and night. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want that face. Yeah. It's just unless they could have done the prosthetics like they did in the original concept of Spider-Man 2002. Have you seen those? Sure. Like the original prosthetic mask of the Green Goblin?
I'd have to check it out again.
That looks dope. It looks dope, and it would have been comic accurate. But of course, they didn't want to do it, and they went with the helmet, which is fine. It imprinted in my childhood, so that's just something I want to see as well. It would make sense for him to, because in the leaked photos of the stunt double, he doesn't have the helmet. He has goggles, right, and that's it. So I guess he loses his helmet at some point, and that's cool too. Because listen,
yeah, I'm fine.
I'm not fully expecting Norman Osborn to be to like succumb to that disease or whatever that he has in this movie, because you would have to build up on that storyline. You have to, and you can't just have him like, oh shit, there he is, all fucked up and shit. And
I wouldn't think that's even a factor.
Exactly. So I'm pretty glad that they kept the helmet. I would not want to see a disease-ridden Willem Dafoe, even though how cool that may be.
It's like the weird teeth and everything.
Yeah, it just looked weird in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I was like, ugh.
Yeah. Well, is it really? That's kind of it. I mean, there's not really anything else. You got the Spider-Man No Way Home logo exclusively in movie theaters December 17th. That's really it. 4 villains: Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Sandman, Electro. That's really it. That's 4. But of course, if we're doing this multiversal Sinister 6, there are 2 missing. Obviously, one of those is the Lizard. If you're looking at rumored villains, the Lizard is one of those villains. I believe it's been disproven that the Rhino is in this film. I don't think the Rhino has a part in No Way Home. And of course, we're talking about Paul Giamatti's Rhino. I will get you. We're talking about Paul Giamatti's Rhino.
It would have been cool. I'm not gonna lie.
It would have been cool.
It would have been cool
for like a cameo kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Well, what I'm saying is, like, it would have been cool to have this scene right here. Okay, let me lay it out. It was at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2. Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, he gets his pride back.
It's a great scene. It's one of
after-
my favorite
yeah,
scenes.
exactly. And you see as soon as he's like about to swing the hell out of the Rhino, like right there, snap, just transports into the multiverse, and then gets sent right there straight down to New York. Like that'd be cool. Like
That would
I
be
don't
dope.
want to see. I don't want to see like I don't want to see like how like in like Into the Multiverse when like Spider-Man was just sitting there down on his luck and he was eating a pizza and being fat,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden he gets sucked in. Cool. Or like how Venom did. Spoiler alert with Venom 2. If you know how he got in, that's cool. But I'd much rather have like where they're literally about to square up. There's a huge bout coming in and they just get transported into like the MCU. That'd be cool. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But obviously,
Definitely.
if they basically disprove that theory, that's fine. Only question is who's going to be it? Who's going to be next? Because you can't have Venom in it yet. Venom's a different storyline altogether.
What do
He
you mean?
cannot be in
Who's gonna
Sinister Six.
like this Sinister Six?
Yeah.
My guess would either be Vulture or Mysterio. And if I had to pick one, I think I would pick Mysterio. Because we kind of set up at the end of Homecoming that Michael Keaton's Vulture is not really he's not a bad dude necessarily. Like he kind of stuck up for Peter, but then again, we see him in the Morbius trailer, and I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know who
Let's
that
just
man
throw
is gonna
that.
be.
Let's just throw that like somewhere else right now on the back burner, and we'll talk about that later. Because what the
Yeah.
fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, I do
But-
think my guess is that Venom will be the post-credit scene of No Way Home, because
I
I
could
do
totally
think they
see
are.
that.
I do think they are setting that up. I think it'd be kind of poetic. Spider-Man was in Venom: Let There Be Carnage's post-credit scene, and Venom is in Spider-Man: No Way Home's post-credit scene. Like I kind of, because again, that is a storyline that I think a lot of us are looking forward to.
Yeah.
To that point where Venom and Spider-Man finally go head to head, because that's going to be a really cool battle, and a really cool
Because
thing to
this right
see.
here with this multiverse thing and the Sinister Six, it came out of nowhere. Can we be honest, guys?
I mean, it did.
Because we really weren't really like understanding what was going on with Spider-Man No Way Home until like earlier this year, whenever they were like talking about Andrew Molina and Willem Dafoe possibly coming back. They were like, "Oh fuck, here we go, Sinister Six."
Well,
so like,
I
we didn't
still
really know what
stand
was
by.
going on until then.
I still stand by my thought, because again, a lot of industry insiders were reporting on this whole Craven's Last Hunt third film in this trilogy.
Yeah.
And I really think they were moving towards that Craven's Last Hunt, where Peter is kind of on trial, and basically I think the Spider Slayers were supposed to have a role in this. Norman Osborn was supposed to be introduced, not as the Green Goblin, just as a character, and it was Kraven was going to be the main villain, where Kraven was hunting Spider-Man, and it was supposed to be the Kraven's Last Hunt storyline. But I think when Disney and Sony finally got their child support worked out, and they decided to really share the rights, I think that opened the doors for a whole lot. And I think that's when this multiverse stuff really started to flood in. And this kind of came to be. I don't think Spider-Man No Way Home was something that's been in the works for 10 years. I think this has been something that came about literally within the last 2 years.
Yeah, and
since Far From Home came out. And that's crazy.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all. Again, I have nothing to prove that. That's my speculation.
Here's my thing.
That's kind of my thoughts on the thing.
Yeah, I figured with this with Spider-Man No Way Home, before it became what it was, I know for a fact they had a drawer just filled with different ideas, and they were just basing it off of what happens within the industry.
Right.
So they had Kraven's Last Hunt, they had the possible Venom, they had Norman Osborn introduced, and then they had the multiverse, which is like
right
in the very back. They're probably like, "Oh fuck, that we didn't think that was gonna happen. Pull it out."
Yeah,
I guess we're gonna do it, guys.
Write that down. Write that down.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: this poster, this comes from Marvel the Direct, was supposedly seen on a bus, and if you've probably seen that picture floating around on Twitter.
Yeah, I call bullshit on that.
I know, and there's a lot of people that have kind of had a problem with this. So this poster was seen on the side of a bus, I believe, in Australia, and I mean, look at the similarities. I mean, there's the official poster. There's the new poster.
Australia,
Lots of,
ain't
I
you?
mean, it's basically the same exact thing without the spider arms. The Doc Ock arms are literally the same. There's a little bit more up top. And of course, there's no Green Goblin, and we have inverted NYC.
But real quick, Australia,
But
aren't
that's
you
really
guys on
it.
lockdown? Why would you guys have movie posters on your bus advertising you to go to the movies? You guys
That's
are
what
literally on
I've heard a
lockdown.
lot of people saying is if
Yeah.
they're going to be on lockdown, why would there even be a poster on a bus advertising a movie that you're not even going to be able to go see?
Yeah. And
You know what I mean?
also,
So that's kind of crazy to me.
yeah, and you remember when we talked about before, like I think it was like in different countries there were like they were just trying to advertise this movie, but they had no poster. So they made posters up. That's what got me.
Well, they used fan posters.
Yeah, they use fan posters. So like anything unless like so whenever this came out, I was like, this is just another fan poster that people are just like blowing shit up more. But
I mean, dude, some of
that's
the
what
fan posters are incredible.
yeah, but here's my thing, man. Like
Look at him.
we're like we're
He's
less
getting
than
serious now.
we're less than a few months away from this movie, and we've had no marketing whatsoever about this. So people are just coming up with different things and theories and ideas, and it's pissing me the fuck off. I sent a post to Brad on Instagram
Oh
of this.
yeah.
I think it was a Latin account, and they were showing like set pictures of supposedly Tobey Maguire, and it was like saying, "Oh, we got pictures of Tobey Maguire Spider-Man on the set
At the
of
set.
No Way Home." My boy, it was literally a scene from Spider-Man 3, and I could tell you it was. He was on because it was whenever it was after he like confronted Sandman for the first time. It was the exact scene.
Yeah.
And in my head, I'm thinking, how can you be a Spider-Man Marvel fan if you cannot decide which is which scene is which? And if you're doing it for clout and clicks and traffics, fuck you.
Yeah,
You're a dick.
I don't know. Seriously, like when I saw that, I was like, oh, it's Spider-Man 3. And then I looked at it and I was like, that's not a No Way Home leak. What are you
It's
talking
not a No
about?
Way
That's
Home
from
leak.
Spider-Man
Exactly.
3. Real quick, let me catch up on the chat. Yusuf Sari, what's going on? He says, my guess is they half-assed this one just so they have something to send to theaters. Then the real one would come out after the second trailer. Not a bad thought. And that might explain what Boss Logic said, what Michael Roman has said about some of the just some little inconsistencies in that poster that look kind of strange. Art, what's going on, brother? Hi, Brad and Miguel. I missed you guys. Did you miss me?
Yeah, I miss you too, man. I miss you.
We always miss you.
Okay. Oh my gosh, he looked deep into your eyes.
I did. I hope you felt my soul in that just now. So yeah, a lot of. I mean, even look at the rebar on the rubble under his knee.
I said, I mean,
even
like,
that is
rebar.
Even that is exactly the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of the same things. So I mean, I don't know. Your screen is smushed. I don't know what you mean by your screen is smushed. I think I know what you mean. I don't know.
Oh, okay, I guess.
I don't know what to do with my hands. All right, so I'm gonna throw this up real quick. This is a baby spoiler alert. Again, like Miguel said earlier, this is all purely speculation. We don't have any inside information. We don't know if anything we're about to talk about is true.
So don't get mad if one of us is right. It just so happens we were lucky.
There are so many things getting thrown around on social media and so many different things. We just kind of picked a few of them. And of course, I mean, obviously, these are things that industry insiders are talking about. That again, a lot of huge Marvel accounts and Marvel YouTube channels and people like that are talking about. So real quick, again, if this is going to ruin your Spider-Man No Way Home experience, back out now.
Bye.
See ya. Come back after the movie's over. Actually, that won't make any sense. So first thing, Miguel, the supposed runtime for Spider-Man No Way Home is only second to Endgame. Because the supposed runtime is 2 hours and 39 minutes. That's a long movie, which I'm fine with. I'm dope with that. I'm dope with that. That sounded.
It's a long time.
I'm cool with that. That's true. That's a long time that you could screw a lot of stuff up in 2.5 hours.
Yep.
But it could also be the coolest thing ever made. Like it could blow every other Marvel movie out of the water. So with that being said, let's talk villains. So what for you? What villain? And you guys can let us know in the chat as well. For you, Miguel, what villain are you most excited to see return, either confirmed or rumored?
It would have to be Dr. Octopus, most likely, because my main thing with Dr. Octopus right now is, yes, this is the Tobey Maguire Dr. Octopus, which doesn't make sense because he did come to a realization at the end of that movie. So it's kind of weird to see him come back as a villain again.
Yeah.
And one thing that really made me interested with Dr. Octopus was there were like MCU plans to have Dr. Octopus in the MCU, like long before Tom Holland was even in it. Mm-hmm. Like I remember in Iron Man, there were stories planned for Iron Man in Iron Man 1 where Tony Stark, it's like a small Easter egg where Tony Stark had plans for Dr. Octavius's his spinal thing to help him control the arms. Again, Tony Stark was gonna be a contributing factor to the whole MCU again, because you know how like in the MCU almost everything is connected to Tony Stark, especially in Spider-Man and the Spider-Man MCU, because you saw that with the Vulture and how he got fucked over by the Stark Industry. Also with Mysterio, whenever he lost his barf stuff, and it's just the Spider-Man movies are very connected with Tony Stark, and it would have been cool to see how this Dr. Octopus is going to be connected to Tony Stark, because obviously he's going to be connected to him somehow. Tony Stark is going to peep his 6 feet under head into this movie and just showcase like, hey, still around, guys, you can't forget me. So there's no hate on Tony Stark. I love Robert Downey Jr., but my dude's dead. He's dead.
That kind of brings up an interesting point, because I know there was a rumor a while ago. If you look at this image this is again, not a leak, this is an Empire magazine image. Obviously from the bridge, you got a car hanging from a web in the background. And I assumed this is, I wish I had the picture pulled up. If you've seen the Empire article of Tom Holland Spider-Man, one of the arms kind of has him like by the head, and the other two are like wrapped around him, and he's kind of tight. If you look at the arms themselves, there's a little bit of red and gold going on. And I've seen rumors, and again, speculation. I've seen some speculation that somehow Doc Ock gets a hold of some of Tony Stark's nanotech armor and somehow fuses it into the arms. What's your thought on that?
Sure, it's a possibility. Like, it's Tony Stark's like tech. Anything's up for grabs since he died. Pepper Potts.
I feel like Pepper
Potts has done a shit job protecting his tech.
But
like, she's the head of the company.
He left it all to Peter.
Not everything. He left literally the glasses with the death bots.
Okay, and the glasses,
which is, by the way,
lead to the satellites that control all of his tech.
No, just the death bots. That was it. It was just to the death bots. Those glasses helped them control the death bots. Everything else is still under Pepper Potts and Morgan Stark, which has done a tremendously terrible job. Huh?
She's like 9.
I'm just saying. Pepper Potts has done a shit job protecting his tech. Because if Alfred Molina can get a hold of the nanotechs, Jesus fucking Christ, where's the security? Where's Rhodey? Where's Happy Hogan?
I know, right?
I mean, by the way, Happy Hogan looks like he's about to get his shit rocked.
I know he doesn't look good. But the arms look slightly different.
It's hot rod red with that gold titanium.
I'm perfectly okay with. What do you think of his design? We know that they de-aged Alfred Molina, which I'm not really. I don't know if I like that or not. He looks fine. I like the glasses. I do like the glasses. The glasses give me comic book Doc Ock vibes. and I dig it. You know what I mean?
Not the welder glasses or not
Yeah.
the welder shades or whatever that's usually presented on them.
Right.
But it's
It's interesting though. I like the design. I think he looks good. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about the nanotech thing and about him kind of somehow getting Stark nanotech tech, and I don't know.
How about just make him another tech genius that made his own tech, not take something away from Tony Stark's
and that's
archives.
the thing. Like what I was gonna say, it's kind of like the longest subplot in the entire MCU is like people trying to steal Tony Stark's technology.
Yeah.
People trying to steal Tony Stark's technology. Mysterio trying to steal Tony Stark's technology. Even in Iron Man 1 and 2, people trying to steal Tony Stark's technology. Like Age of Ultron, people tried to steal Tony Stark's technology. Like it's like nonstop, the entire thing. So I feel like at some point it would almost make Doc Ock more of a credible villain if he created something equivalent to Tony's technology, where it was like, whoa.
Yeah,
like,
because
whoa. Like what if holy crap, he made this,
Because Tony Stark is not like he is a smart. He's one of the smartest. Dudley Moore haircut.
Art said, "I like Dudley Moore haircut." That's awesome. Miguel? Do you think is his hair CGI? What do you think?
Oh God, no! It can't be.
It's probably not. That's funny.
I'm just saying it'd be a really bad. It'd be a really bad way to go about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's be honest. Like in the Marvel universe, Tony Stark is a smart individual, but he's not the smartest character in the universe. Like, let's be honest. And he's being put on his pedestal of his tech being so far advanced, but he's gone now. It's been like years since he's been gone. Right. So there has to be other people. Norman Osborn can hold his weight in his technology. Justin Hammer holds his weight in his technology, which is where we get Rhodey's TV show with Armor Wars.
Yeah.
He's gonna come back. And then let's not forget, we have Reed Richards coming in, who is the top tier smartest individuals in the universe. So
Absolutely.
it's getting to a point where we have to shift away from Tony Stark, because if you're just gonna keep anchoring it with Tony Stark's tech and his knowledge, it's gonna become old news quick. It has to become old news now. Because
they
right
approach
now
every movie with, how do we still include Tony Stark?
Yeah, maybe that's in his contract. Maybe that's like in his exiting contract. Like, hey, keep my name in the movie, so to speak.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, it's cool. It's great. I'm glad they're keeping Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr.'s legacy in the MCU.
For sure.
But it has to change. It has to move somewhere else. Oh, look at that! I just got that.
That was
I just got it. Yeah. But
Mr. Miyagi.
But keeping on with Robert Downey Jr., man, like we have the Fantastic Four coming up, and we have other movies coming up that's going to talk about new tech and new frontiers of how the MCU can progress.
Yeah.
But it's not going to if we keep anchoring with Robert Downey Jr. and Tony Stark's old tech now, because it's old now. Sure. No one is building up from what Tony Stark did.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Holland isn't necessarily. He just has his tech. He has some of Tony Stark's tech and is building his suits however way he sees fit. But do you agree with me on that? Like, I feel like Robert Downey Jr.'s legacy does have to come to some sort of conclusion.
I completely agree. And while we're on the topic of Doc Ock, it seems like the only footage they're willing to show of this movie is from that fight scene with Doc Ock. So obviously, we looked at this earlier. We have the scene right before when the arms kind of come out of the smoke. The tentacles kind of come out of the smoke. And of course, Peter suits up and Doc Ock says, "Hello, Peter." And then we just looked at this image of Doc Ock. I assume this is when he's kind of got Peter tied up and he's got the thing crushing his head. This is another one that came out not fairly recently, actually. And if you look in the reflection of the hood of the car or the whatever he's on, there almost appears under his left shoulder, his left, not our left, so our right. If you look under his shoulder, there almost appears to be something in the reflection that a lot of people have either said is
Mephisto.
Goblin's have either said is Goblin's glider, I hate you. Is the Green Goblin's glider or it's the Vulture? So I don't know. Me personally, I didn't see anything. Like, I don't know. I really didn't. I didn't see anything that I was like, oh yeah, that's the glider, or like that's the Vulture. It just it's too. It looks
It's
like a
too
blur
on the
to me.
nose. It's too on
Exactly.
the
It
nose
looks
for
like a
us to make
blur
that.
to me.
Yeah.
You know. But it does appear that I feel like they're only showing the same exact pictures from the bridge fight scene that we're seeing from the film. Another one that kind of got me is this. Now, at first glance, this is kind of like, oh, okay, it's just Peter fighting somebody. He's again superhero landing pose. Apparently, we're only allowed to see superhero landing pose and the bridge. That's it. That's all they're going to show in the trailers. But if you look at this,
Tom Holland's been kicking something because his fucking toes are roughed the hell up. You see that? He's over here bumping stumps and everything. You see his foot?
Yeah, dude,
Look at his foot. That's fair. That's fair.
Now, at first glance, this didn't really pop out at me until tonight, actually. Look at his surroundings, Miguel. What does it look like to you?
I knew it. It looks like the warehouse that was in Spider-Man 2.
Exactly. It looks exactly like the warehouse in I almost said Tom Raimi, in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. To me, again, could be nothing, but it almost looks like an identical copy of that dark, like blackish gold and silver metal that, you know, he's got Mary Jane tied up to when he throws the chair or whatever, the table or whatever at Peter and knocks him off the room. I don't know. It's interesting. That just kind of stuck out at me. Yusuf Sari, you think these are real? Yeah, I know these are real. Well, okay, I see what you're saying. Do you mean the images? Because I do think that these images are real. Now, whether or not things have been photoshopped out of them, similar to what we just talked about with the poster, that's another story. That's another story. I think they definitely might have photoshopped a few things out of them. But I do think the images themselves, I mean, they are real because they came from Empire Magazine, and Marvel Studios does a lot of, you know, partnership with that. Art says he looks better without the mask. Yeah, I've always kind of thought that too. I mean, like it's cool.
It's not
with
a Spider-Man
the mask
movie if Spider-Man doesn't remove his mask. You know, the
if he
secret
doesn't
identity.
Have it,
That's just
if he doesn't have at least
it's just
one
a
fight
shitty
scene
trope,
maskless.
man. It's such a shitty trope. It's to the point where it's like Spider-Man's main commodity in his life is his secret identity. But then guess what? Every single movie, the mask comes off. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Give me a break. I know you get paid to see his face. Like you have to see his face, but give me a break, guys.
He says it's a bit. Here's my Halloween costume, guys.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah. Fair, my friend. Sorry, I meant these ones.
You're in control of the comments.
Though? I know, but I'm not sure which ones you mean, though, buddy.
I think he's talking about the Empire one. No, not the Empire one, because that one's dead set, like a set picture. Like you can't deny that.
I'm not sure. Are you talking about the bridge scenes? Because again, I do think the bridge scene looks a little strange. It looks like the CGI almost isn't complete. At least for when we got that first trailer. So just clarify for me, buddy.
It's just Marvel magic. They can literally Photoshop damn near anything out, and it's just gonna, and they could just tell whatever story they want in the trailer.
Yeah,
they could literally give us a trailer, and we're gonna have this entire theory based off the trailer, and it turns out to just be completely false because of the editing that they did. They probably just CG out a lot of people out, and it's gonna be tough because this is the first time Marvel ever does it.
He said sent a Twitter link above. Okay, so I did not see your Twitter link, buddy. Send that link to me again and we'll check it out. Send the link to me again and we'll look at it. I don't see that link in the chat. And I actually have a second screen here and I don't see it on that one either. So yeah, buddy, send that link again and we'll check them out. So let's talk the trailer, Miguel. Well, for me, I should have said this. for me, I'm most excited to see my boy. I loved Willem Dafoe's portrayal of Norman Osborn and his sinister. He really does. Even in this picture, he's got like it's almost scary. Like it's kind of freaky looking. His facial expression. He's holding the grenade.
That's strange
Like
because his facial expression doesn't change because it's a mask.
I know, but it looks creepy. Like the facial expression on the mask is creepy. Like it's weird.
Yeah, that's
And
why
I
he
know,
was such a good character in the first Spider-Man
right.
movie. He in the burning house scene, that was scary as
Oh
fuck
yeah,
back
dude.
then.
It was well, he was doing that like like the weird like crying laugh. I don't know. He was doing the weird laughing and stuff. It's just he was like psychotic in that movie, and I really dug it.
He really was. So I mean, and I vibed with it.
And I like that he's kind of going to be the ringleader of this whole Sinister Six thing as well.
Is he
I
though?
find that really interesting.
Is he though? I imagine it was going to be Dr. Octavius that does that. I figured he'd be the one that would bring it around. Obviously, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is going to have some ulterior motive.
We're going to talk about this.
That's good. Okay.
I think compared to for most of the leaks, I think it's kind of the consensus that Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin and Norman Osborn is going to be like the ringleader of this thing. I think him and Doc Ock are going to be the two that kind of make this thing happen.
Because they're on the fucking poster. So
right, they're like the two main villains. So let's do it. Blocks it here. Guess it blocks links here. Go to Derek K47 on Twitter. Let's do it. Do what? I'm gonna check this out on Twitter. Let's see. Derek K.A. K.A.
What do you think about the black suit? The black and gold suit.
KAO 47. I dig it. Have you heard about the reason why he would why he would get it?
I heard a theory that when Peter Parker gets like paint thrown at him, he just flips it inside out.
Shoot.
Do we have more information? Do we have more pictures?
Okay.
Just show it, man. At this point, yeah, just show it. We're into the thick of it.
Into the thick of it. What is that from?
I think it's the Backyardigans. I don't know. That was before my time or after my time.
You know what?
Decide now, my guy.
I'm gonna say no.
Roy, my balls are so blue right now.
I'm saying I don't think that they're real. Miguel, I'm sending you the link. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
I'm having trouble.
Guys, we're gonna know what he's talking about.
Look in the private chat. Look in the private chat over on the right side of the screen.
Private chat.
Interesting. I don't know, man. I don't know. Buddy, I thank you for sending me those. I had not seen those. I'm leery of showing them on here. Like I said, there's when it comes to those kind of blurry, unsure screen grabs, I'm real unsure of showing them because if we do show them and it's real, they might take the stream down because I've seen that happen before. So I'm kind of leery showing them, but the first one, I will describe them. There's nothing wrong with describing it. This first one it looks like a dock, and you kind of have NYC in the background, and Tobey and Andrew and Peter are standing there in their suits. Tobey's costume looks a little bit different, but they're in their Spider-Man suits with their masks off. They're holding their masks in their hand, and they look like they're talking to somebody. I don't know if this would be like a behind-the-scenes shot. Tom is standing in the back. Tobey and Andrew are standing in the front. Tobey, the first one looks real to me. Miguel, do you see him yet?
Yeah, and again, we're going back to the same fucking trope. Just keep taking off our fucking masks. Give me a break, guys.
The first one
Jesus.
I could see being real. That their
No.
Toby looks different. I don't
Tom
know.
Holland, that looks like a scene from Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man Far From Home. That's definitely a scene from Far
I don't
From
know.
Home.
If you look at the edges, it might be a. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yep.
If you
And then
here's how to tell. Here's how to tell. If you again, guys, if you're unsure of what we're looking at, go to @Derek KAO47 on Twitter and check out his media tab on his Twitter account. Again, I'm leery of putting it up here because things get things get kind of strange with what can get copyright struck, what can get taken down. So I don't want to push that envelope too hard. But yeah, it's a picture of Tobey and Andrew and Tom standing there with their masks off. I do think it's photoshopped, and here's why. The second one, I definitely wholeheartedly think it's photoshopped. If you look at the edges, and I'm sorry, but look at Tom Holland's butt going down his leg. Look at Andrew Garfield's legs. You can see the Photoshop seams. Like you can see where the seams are kind of thrown in. And even on Tobey's right arm, his arm looks like it blends into the dock or whatever they're standing on. So
I do looking at Andrew Garfield, boy, my guy's got hip dips for days.
I do think that it's a damn good Photoshop, but it's not. I don't think it's true.
No, it's
and then the second image is Peter and Aunt May and Happy sitting at a table with Matt Murdock. Now, the Matt Murdock is definitely fake. The torso looks believable. If you just look at the torso, I'm like, yeah, that could be true. But look at where his waist is, Matt Murdock's waist is compared to the legs. The legs, his leg looks like it'd be coming out of his crotch.
Yeah.
It's strange. And it looks like women's shoes. It looks like a woman's leg to me. It does it?
Yeah, you know what's gonna piss me off? If this is a real scene and they just Photoshop Matt Murdock, you are a twat.
I know.
For just
I'm not
playing
saying
with my emotions right there, man. Because you
now
have no
that
idea.
picture.
You know how much I want Matt Murdock to be in the MCU. I want Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock to be in the MCU because he was fucking phenomenal in the TV show. So you're playing with my feelings right there, man. You're playing with my feelings. You're getting my traffic. You're getting my likes because I'm hearting it as an anonymous person.
I will say I do believe, I 100% believe that the image itself is real. But as far as Matt Murdock sitting at the table, that fourth person, that's not real. There's no
also,
way.
If you look at
it might be somebody else, but it's not Matt Murdock.
If you look at the likes and retweets, it's pretty low for it to be legitimate.
Yeah, there's no way.
It doesn't look. Yeah, if I see a post with like 4 retweets and 23 likes, if I don't see triple digits, man, shit's fake.
It's somebody who has done a great job in Photoshop, but it's not real.
Yep.
So great find though, man. Great find. Art says rank these best to worst: Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. Well, Superman's last. I can tell you, I'm not I know Superman would wipe the floor with both of them. I've never been a Superman guy. I never was as a kid. I don't know why. Superman was never my bag of tea.
We both like complexity, man. We love complex characters, and Superman, albeit he is getting more complex, so to speak.
I don't know,
but
he never did it for me.
Yeah, I mean, in regards to like complexity, it's gonna be for me Spider-Man. It's the way you said it right there: Spider-Man, Batman, Superman.
Yeah,
I would go with that.
I would almost make Spider-Man and Batman, depending on the day, would switch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like the kid hero aspect of Spider-Man, but I like the dark, gritty aspect of Batman. So, I mean, those would kind of ask me on a different day, and I might say something different. Pretty good Photoshop. Then, yeah, I do think it's somebody who's just really talented in Photoshop. I don't think it's anything more, but that really is a great find.
Also, John, who the fuck is the John Campia show?
I have no idea. Jonah Cerna, welcome, my friend. Glad to have you. Tom Holland, best Spider-Man ever. Without him, we wouldn't even seen the multiverse. Completely agree, my friend. Completely agree. Okay, so let's talk the final trailer. The actual Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, because again, what we saw before was the teaser trailer. It was not the official trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home. Now, there was a rumor that this broke last week on quite a few different YouTube channels, quite a few different accounts on social media, industry insider accounts, that Disney and Sony were arguing. To make a long story short, Sony wanted to show Tobey and Andrew. Disney did not, because of course you have Kevin Feige on Disney's side, and they want to be as secretive as possible. So Miguel, before we read this trailer description, possible trailer description, what do you think? Do you think show Tobey and Andrew, or do not show Tobey and Andrew? We've waited this long.
Just fucking pull the trigger. Just fucking pull the trigger. I talked about this, Brad. Look, guys, I'm sorry. I ranted to Brad on the podcast or on the phone call.
He's passionate.
I'm just tired.
He's getting it.
I'm just tired. Like they really just playing with people's emotions, and it's to the point where it's like just fucking show me at this point, man. Like I don't care whether they're in it or not, whether this is what we all expect or not. Just fucking show us. That's all I want.
For sure.
Eternals trailers were out months before the movie came out. I'm just saying. This ain't a poker match. This ain't a poker game, okay? This is just movies. With popcorn and soda. Just give me the fucking trailer so I can just buy the tickets. You already have.
Let me bask in it.
Yeah, you already have $2 billion dollars banked on this movie. Like straight up. You already know this movie is gonna break the bank with in regards to box office success. So why the fuck keep us in the break? Like, who are you trying to milk more? What more fans are you trying to milk with keeping the shit close to the chest?
Right.
Nobody? Cool. Okay, show me the fucking trailer. That's all I'm saying.
You just added Disney and Sony right now.
Because I don't know what their plan is. Okay, yeah, am I getting emotional with this movie? Yeah. But guess what? I was gonna watch the movie way before this anyways. Even in Investor Day, when they said untitled Spider-Man movie, I was like, yep, I'm gonna go see it, obviously. Like, why the fuck wouldn't I not want to watch it?
All you see is untitled Spider-Man movie sold.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I don't care.
Give me my tickets. So let's do this. And again, I'm gonna issue another small spoiler warning. This could be nothing. This could be truthful.
This could be everything.
This is speculation. This is complete speculation. I got this from Michael Roman, who also goes by All Fires. I don't personally know him, but he did report on this a few days ago. And we bring this up less to report on it as new information or to leak things, because again, this could be completely false. I couldn't even tell you how many trailer leaks and plot leaks come out about this movie every single day. Whether it's on Reddit, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on Facebook, whatever. There is a ton of stuff every single day. And this could be completely false. This could be every bit of it is true. Who knows? We're going to have some fun with it, though, and we're just going to talk about it. We're going to talk about whether we would like this or not. So this is, I don't know what the original source of this bulleted list is. This is just a bulleted list. I'm not going to show it on screen. We're at an hour in, by the way. If you are hanging with us, please be sure to leave us a like. If you're new, consider subscribing to our channel. That really helps us out a lot. We're almost to 300 subscribers, so we'd really, really appreciate that. So this is a bulleted list of some highlights of some supposed highlights of the final Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Once again, spoiler warning, if this will ruin, slight spoiler warning, because this could be completely false. And honestly, there's a good chance that it is. But again, it's fun to talk about it. It's fun to speculate. It's fun to say, well, that would be cool, or this, I don't know about this, or this would be fun, or this wouldn't. So let's get into this, though. This is the bulleted list. So the version I saw that I'm reading from this list Again, I'm not sure where this originated. The version I saw was 3 minutes and 17 seconds long. It was finished, so I believe it'll come out soon, but I don't know when. Strange explains the spell a bit better. Peter says that his identity being revealed is affecting everyone around him and that he has no other choice, which we've seen a lot of that. Even in the first teaser trailer, Peter says, like, it's, when he's up there with MJ, he said it's so crazy down there. And like the whole Public Enemy #1 thing with JJ, like, oh, Peter Parker, and, going whatever. So someone throws green paint at Peter, which again, we've heard. Because obviously that's where the black and gold suit comes from. You've probably heard the rumor that the black and gold suit is literally just his normal suit turned inside out.
Which, by the way, which makes me think, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to flip the suit inside out so the paint is on you?
So he doesn't really so that he doesn't look red and black and blue and green.
But why would you want that green paint on you? Like that's like
I don't know.
That's like throwing sand in your pants. You wouldn't
know.
want that to happen because it's uncomfortable. That's all I'm saying.
All right. There's a single shot of Peter at what looks like a courtroom. Dr. Strange says that they shouldn't have messed with the spell. We see a shot of Peter talking to someone at a cafeteria, but it doesn't show who the person is. We see the lizard behind a magical barrier. Peter stares at him with a scared look. He has pants, but it's the same design from the Amazing Spider-Man. So obviously, if that ever turned out to be true, which again, we've heard a lot of rumors about the lizard being.
He has pants, guys.
Yeah.
He's being
the
censored.
lizard is wearing pants. He is.
That's why they are officially letting China to have the movie release, because the lizard finally put on pants. So there you go, guys.
So second villain, Sandman, is shown as a big sand monster. Third villain, we see Peter fighting Electro at night. Peter has the black and gold suit. Electro has a yellow and green gas station suit with yellow electricity shining on parts of his skin.
What has he been doing? Working at BP?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what he's been doing since the events of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. He's been working at that BP.
It's a pretty sketchy job right there, man. I'm saying, with all the electricity, I wouldn't want to be near a gas station.
Right. Let me see real quick. Okay. We saw Sandman, Electro, Lizard, Sandman, Electro. Here's where it gets interesting. We see Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin explaining to Peter that if Strange sends them back to their worlds, they would die, and he has to help them. We only see his face, and he was wearing a purple scarf.
Well, I guess when he's out of the, I guess he's keeping the same color tone when he's out of the uniform or out of his suit.
All of his stuff is green and brown and purple.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting too. It almost seems that sentence almost makes it seem as if Goblin's trying to manipulate Peter. Like, hey, Spider-Man's killed us in all our other worlds. You could be the one that doesn't, or like, you got to help us. Like, we're gonna die if we, if you like, don't let us die. Like, don't let Strange kill us or whatever.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense with Tom Holland's character, because he's not one to kill.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
There's a few scenes showing Strange chasing Peter. Peter is holding a cube, same from the first trailer. Strange says that Peter doesn't know what he's doing. What is the cube thing? That kind of intrigues me too. And I wondered that when we got the first,
It's the Allspark, man.
Oh my God.
Transformers coming in for a cameo,
Could
guys.
You imagine?
Optimus
Could
Prime
you imagine
coming in.
A portal opens and Bumblebee like flips and like starts shooting or whatever?
Yeah, if I see a yellow Camaro anywhere, I'm leaving the theater. If I see a yellow Camaro anywhere.
Where were we? We see a lot more of the bridge scene with Doc Ock. Of course we do. We don't see Peter fighting him, only saving people around as Doc approaches and grabs him. MJ and Ned are at the sanctum. Ned says to Doctor Strange that he always wanted to see a real wizard. Then Ned asks if he can wear the cape, and Strange makes an annoyed face. That's pretty funny, actually. I feel like that's because Strange be a funny comical moment between the two of them.
Yeah, Strange is like, what's funny about Strange is that he hasn't had like any character development so far. Like, he's still that egotistical doctor that just happened to lose his
Right.
hands, and now he found
Yeah.
something else to be egotistical prick about. So
Yeah.
it's just funny to see Doctor Strange still act the same way.
Yeah. And here's of course the money shot. Again, this could be completely false. Honestly, I think it probably is completely false. Um, but it's fun to speculate. The trailer ends with someone saying that Peter will need help. Cut to a black screen, then shows two shadows walking into the sanctum. We only see shadows on the ground, then a shot of Peter with a confused look. The music that is playing is a mix of Tobey and Andrew's soundtracks. Then we cut to tickets on sale now at the very end. End of trailer.
No, I don't like that.
I don't like it either. And again, that's why I think it's kind of, if that's their introduction to the film, I'm going to be kind of like, well, that sucked. Like that, you know what I mean? That, and again, I don't think they would do an introduction like that. It's too low key. It's too like whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like they wouldn't give them that much of just a low key, who cares, role in that. That doesn't seem right to me. Now that I read that over a second time, I'm like, yeah, it's probably fake.
Let's just get the whole like and let's introduce Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire as separate parts of the film, and then whenever we finally see him, it's like, okay, let's run this back again. I am Peter Parker, like in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
It's like the live action version of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was bitten by a radioactive spider, and I am the one and only Spider-Man. It's like
cuts to another Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So it's an interesting thought. I'm in the camp where I'm assuming every leak that I see is fake until we actually know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, oh, that would be fun, or I don't like that, or that would be fun. That could be kind of a cool scene. Or again, I don't really like that. So I don't know. Interesting. Jonah Cerna, hey, why do you think they included 3 villains from the very first trilogy? I don't know. I will say I think that
Redemption.
less redemption. I think that the villains in the Sam Raimi trilogy, and again, it's not a knock at the Amazing Spider-Man films, but I think the villains in the Raimi trilogy they had more of an arc. They were more thought out. You sympathize with them a little bit more than you
complex.
do in the Raimi. Right. They were more complex characters. And I think that's kind of why they chose to include 3 villains from that trilogy. And only
Which is
2
why I really hope they don't make them. I really hope the MCU doesn't make these villains just one-dimensional.
Right.
Like,
I agree.
Just, please don't send me back. Like, I'm gonna send you back if I want to.
Toggle speed. What's going on, brother? Major news. The trailer has been sent to Regal Theaters. The time is 3 minutes and 13 seconds. It will for sure arrive next week. That's interesting, man. I mean, I haven't heard that. But again, that's not saying much because we don't hear much. Post-credit scene Venom. Post-credit scenes. Excuse me. Man Venom versus all 3 Spider-Mans. I don't know if I'd want to see that. I still think this Venom should stay with this current MCU Spider-Man. I wouldn't really like to see that happen. I would have liked them to show Lizard Claw, Mark, and the poster. The poster was so sloppy. Yeah, I do agree. I think that's. I don't know. It did. It looked a little interesting.
What was your username? The weird one slinging sharpshooter.
The weird one slinging sharpshooter. I dig it. That's an awesome name. I dig it. Did you all see the 3 Spider-Man picture leaked? There are so many 3 Spider-Man picture leaks. I don't know which one. There's like 14 of them. I'm not sure which one, man. Man, Twitter going crazy about these photos right now. Are there new ones? Let me look. Are there new Twitter?
I think he's talking about this one right here. The one he sent us. This is the same guy, Yusuf? Yeah. Like I said, guys, this shit is hard to keep track of. As we're talking about the movie right now, you guys are hitting us with new stuff. So it's like,
fuck. I'm checking Twitter right now.
It says Tobey Maguire is trending.
I do see something got deleted because as soon as I clicked on this, as soon as I clicked on hashtag Spider-Man No Way Home, the very first thing was a deleted picture. That's interesting. I'm not seeing anything new though. I am seeing. I will say I am. What? What?
I just saw it showed the poster that we got, and it zoomed in to at the very corner of Spider-Man, and it had TM at the end, you know, and it said it had circled, and it was like Tobey Maguire question mark. I was like, fuck off, guys.
I am seeing. So those pictures that you just sent us, Yusuf, I'm seeing those get reposted a whole lot. But I'm not. Again, I'm not sure. There's. It goes so quick, man. It's so hard to keep track of the Spider-Man No Way Home stuff. I mean, it's almost endless. But yeah, interesting. Definitely be something to keep track of.
Yeah, these John Campia pictures are popping up a lot more now.
Yes, they are, for sure. All right, so really quick, Tobey Maguire is trending. Yeah, Miguel just said that. Is there any way I can show proof through pictures that they're real? I'm not sure. Every time I see Andrew and Tobey standing in a picture, it feels so fake. I know, and that's part of the issue. Is it's almost like I don't know. It's hard. It's really, really hard to actually try to pinpoint what's real, what's fake, what's real, what's fake, and that's why I haven't shown any of them on screen. And that's why I was even hesitant to show those two pictures of the three Spider-Man and the Matt Murdock sitting at the table with Happy and May and Peter, because it's like, is it real? Is it not real? I don't want to contribute to that. I don't want to contribute to all of that stuff. So let's see. Toggle Speed, you said check your Twitter replies on your recent tweet. I am about to right now. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Good point, man. Good point.
What happened?
Miguel, I'm going to send this to you. Again, guys, I'm real leery of showing this stuff on screen, but Miguel, I'm going to text you what Toggle Speed just sent us on Twitter. This is kind of taking a side loop here. There, of course, even as we're doing the Spider-Man No Way Home episode, there are new developments on Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't know. Miguel, what do you think? Basically, what Toggle Speed has sent us is this supposed leaked picture of Happy and May and Peter sitting with Charlie Cox's Daredevil. And again, like some of the scenery in the back does look really similar. So I don't know, man. It's interesting. It's definitely very interesting. Kind of going back to the trailer though, because we're about in an hour and 15 minutes. Guys, if you're hanging with us, thank you so much. Please be sure leave us a like, consider subscribing to our channel, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at We Talk the Movies.
Thank you for continuously confusing me right now, because I am leaving. I am leaving this podcast more confused than I came in.
I know, right? Here's my thing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm to the point with No Way Home where I feel like Disney and Sony, they need to crap or they got to get off the pot. Like, drop this trailer, show us Tobey and Andrew. Let's do this thing for real, or let's just not have a trailer until the movie comes out. You want to break. Okay, here's the thing. You want to break trailer records. You want to break the internet for a couple days. Drop Tobey and Andrew in the last second of that trailer. One final shot, even with their backs turned, of all three Spider-Man bloodied up, about to face the Sinister Six. And then, boom, you get the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer drop, or the title card drop with tickets on sale now. You will break the internet for at least a week. Number one on trend.
With their mask on.
off.
Just saying.
Miguel's a little over this right now, man. He's a little over the No Way Home thing.
Well, it's so hard
and how this is being handled.
It's so hard to like. I was really excited. Like, I am excited, but I'm not as excited as I was a couple months ago because of how the marketing is going. Because
I'm stoked. I am super excited. I wish we would.
Bro, I just want to see the movie. That's it.
There's so much leaking and there's so much speculating and there's so much unknown that it's almost starting to feel more like they're trolling people. You know what I mean? Like, it almost feels intentional at this point that there's so little known, even though it feels like there's so much known. In an official capacity.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wait, so who all are the Sinister Six?
There isn't a full Sinister Six.
Right now, we don't know. We know Doc Ock, we know the Green Goblin, we know the Sandman, we know Electro. Really, those are the 4 confirmed. Lizard, I believe, is supposed to be a part. There's 5. Lizard, Doc Ock, Sandman, Electro, Green Goblin. So we would need a 6. And I assume that the 6 would either be Mysterio, and we're going to find out Mysterio is actually still alive.
Yeah, because that's another plot that just is completely being thrown out of the water, like the whole Mysterio thing. Yeah. Also,
I know a lot of people are saying Venom, but I don't think it's Venom.
Plot hole that needs to be talked about is supposedly Spider-Man killed Mysterio. And in the teaser trailer, he was reading a pamphlet of the Sokovia Accords. That's another thing that's happening. That's another big thing that's happening in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right.
The Sokovia Accords is still in effect, and it's affecting heroes still to this day. So that has to play a big part in it too. So it's like there's just so many different plot points that's gonna need to be established in this movie.
Right.
And it's getting to the point where it's like, let me see the fucking movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Right. The weird one slinging sharpshooter says in the second trailer at the end of the trailer, they should show the 2 shadows walking up to Tom Holland, and Tom looks confused. See, that's what we just read. That was the rumor that we just read about. I mean, so that's even made its way since we've done this. That's even made its way around the internet. Art said, feels like the Halloween Kills pre-trailer. It really does, where everybody's like, what's going to happen? What's going on? We're going to go. Like, that's what it feels like everybody's doing right now. We got a poster Sunday. Now we got a huge leak of 3 Spider-Man and Charlie Cox in a photo. Again, I'm not 100% convinced that that's real though. It's going quick now. Solo X Joker. Y'all seen the new leaks? Yes, we just saw them. We have.
Is it new leaks?
It's been in the last 6 minutes. Then
is it new leaks?
Probably. If you refresh Twitter, I guarantee you it's gonna be something new. Let's see. Mysterio come back. Art says Spider-Man kills. Oh, good Lord. Toggle Street says check your Twitter replies again. I will check that in just a second. One of the reliable insiders that reported the runtime for the teaser just confirmed that the leaks are real and someone is going to get into huge trouble. Did Daniel Rickman do that? See, that's why I'm glad. That's okay. That's why I didn't show them on screen, because I don't want to be the guy that does something wrong. You know what I mean? I don't want to be the guy that shows something that shouldn't be shown. And of course, we're already getting it must have been real, because we're already getting this guy. We're getting Kevin Feige ready to kill somebody. Yeah, man, it's I don't know. It's so crazy. It's crazy the fact that we're sitting here talking about this, and literally, here we go. See, this tweet has been deleted. Like, it's, I'm telling you, man.
Tweet from the replies?
I don't know. I can't see it. It just, if you click on hashtag Spider-Man No Way Home, there's quite a few of them. It's like, this post has been deleted. This post has been deleted. This tweet has been repleted.
Repleted? Okay.
Repleted. I don't know. Interesting. Wow, we need block user. Get out of here.
What do you say?
It's a porno thing. Spam. spam, whatever. One of the reliable insiders that reported the runtime for the teaser just confirmed that the leaks are real and someone is going to get into huge trouble. That doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me at all.
It's literally, no
VSL Big
offense.
Screen Leaks confirmed it. Rickman is yet to confirm it. Kevin Feige with the 10 out of 10 hat and level 100 sniper. Yeah, man.
It's literally like Edward Snowden, like the whistleblower. Now he has to move to fucking Russia to be safe from Kevin Feige, which even then I don't think that's safe.
Crazy, man. I don't know. So let's kind of move towards wrapping this thing up, man. Oh, no. I did not see. Wait, toggle speed. I did not see our Twitter replies. Give me just a second.
So the Twitter replies, it's basically like, you remember that scene where Andrew Garfield is like, so do you have like web shooters coming out of your hands like that? Like, yeah, the yellow pole tape thing, it's supposedly connected. Like, fuck me, guys. You guys are good. You guys are good at this shit.
I'm really glad I didn't show these on screen. I'm really glad I didn't. Holy crap, man. How do you guys do this? How do you I can't keep up with this.
It was deleted.
I see that now.
It got deleted. Dang. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck? I can't really comprehend what's going on right now, guys. You guys are really like fucking me up right now. Like I really can't keep track. So,
I don't
but
even
I saw
where to
it.
go from here. Like,
huh? Like I saw
I don't know
it.
where to go from here. I see it now. I see your reply and I see what you mean.
Don't refresh
it.
Don't refresh it.
Dang.
The most rarest photo ever is Kevin Feige without a hat.
Wow.
Valid.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know.
See, that sucks though. Like that sucks that picture got leaked. You know what I mean? It's one thing to talk about.
Now you're upset that it's fucking leaked. Give me a break.
I don't know. I see another one though. Regal Cinema has received the second Spider-Man No Way Home trailer.
Okay. Yep.
So I don't know. We might be getting close, man. We might.
So
be
what
right
you're saying is,
corner.
what you're saying is, both of us are putting on some black ski mask and breaking into the Regal Theater.
Wrong. I'm going to go to bed after this because this is taking a lot of energy. I'm not going to lie. So to wrap this up, here's my prediction. Here's my prediction is that we are going to get, and again, this is purely my own speculation. I think that we are going to get the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer on Friday. And here's why I say that. Friday, November 12th, is Disney Plus Day. Now, obviously, Disney Plus Day starts at 6 a.m. Pacific time. But, and of course, again, that's not going to come until 10 a.m. or whatever Eastern time. But here's the description for Disney Plus Day. And I want to read this to you all and kind of get your thoughts. Starting at 6 a.m. PT on November 12th, fans can follow at Disney Plus on social media for first looks, new trailers, exclusive clips, surprise sneak peeks, and appearances from Disney Plus creators and stars for upcoming content from Marvel and other Disney brands. Marvel Studios' 2021 Disney Plus Day special is streaming exclusively for subscribers starting at 8:45 a.m. PT Friday, November 12th on Disney Plus. Here's where it's interesting. Along with the new special celebrating the Marvel Cinematic Universe on the streaming service, Disney Plus Day debuts Marvel Assembled: The Making of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, a docu-special chronicling the creation of the recent Marvel Studios theatrical release, and Marvel Studios Legends Hawkeye, revisiting Clint Barton's epic moments from the MCU ahead of his return opposite Kate Bishop in the original series. Now, Miguel and I kind of talked about this. It's kind of poetic because this show started. The reason that Let's Talk Movies exists is because of Disney Investor Day 2020. Because we were so hyped and we were texting each other and we was just like nonstop. And we had to get this out there. We had to talk to you guys. We had to get our thoughts out there. And Friday is going to be our 50th episode. So if we end up reacting to the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer on Friday and talking about whatever else comes from Disney Plus Day, because there is going to be a Marvel panel. I forget. I would have to look and see what time exactly that Marvel panel begins at. That it's kind of it's poetic, like you said earlier. That
Yeah,
would be
so
our
it is
50th
poetic because our
episode, you know what
first
I mean?
podcast was about Investor Days. So it's pretty poetic for our 50th to be about this next Marvel panel, which if I could see things going the way I would like it to see go is at the panel is where they actually introduce Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. That'd be dope.
That would be. I doubt it, but I think that'd be cool.
It
That'd
would be
pretty
nice.
cool.
They would literally have to sneak those guys in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like sneak them in.
They'd
I'm
be
pretty.
like, listen, we'll bring you meals. You got to be here like 2 weeks before, at least. We're gonna bring you in separately.
Yeah,
Toby, you
and
got to be
also
here
with
9 days before.
with our technology, I'm surprised no fan hasn't like found like Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield's car and like put like an
Oh my
Apple tag on
god!
him and tracked them.
Please, nobody
I'm
do
just
that.
saying,
That's psycho.
I'm pretty
No,
sure someone would have done that by now. Just saying, if they really want the information given, they could do that.
unbelievable.
I don't. It's ethically wrong. Ethically wrong.
Right. Toggle Speed says the trailer will be here in under 9 days. Man, I think it could be here Friday. I don't know for sure. Again, that's not it's not guaranteed that we're going to get a trailer, but I think that Disney Plus Day would be a really good time to drop it. And it might even be a good time to drop. I do think we'll get trailers or at least a teaser for She-Hulk, for Moon Knight, for Ms. Marvel, for Secret Invasion. We may get a couple more announcements. I know a lot of people, it'd be great to get a Fantastic Four casting announcement. It's doubtful. But it'd be great to get something about Fantastic Four. And another thing that I would be in love if we got a World War Hulk announcement, because Miguel and I talked about this earlier on the phone. There's a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors going around that there's a World War Hulk storyline coming, and that the Hulk is actually going to have a pretty big character arc in the future of the MCU, which is dope because I'm a huge Hulk fan. And I feel like the Hulk has kind of been gypped a little bit in the MCU. I mean, he's not been bad. It's still my favorite iteration of the Hulk that we've gotten. But I don't know. Like, I feel like the Professor Hulk move was kind of like, I don't know if it was the right spot for Burt. Well, it was the right spot because they needed that version of the Hulk to snap with the gauntlet. Because let's face it, could you imagine normal Hulk with the gauntlet?
I can imagine Thor with his cheese whiz running through his veins, snapping. I could see that.
Right. So, I mean, and if you guys don't know about the World War Hulk storyline, it's one of my favorites ever. It's incredible. Miguel, you know about the World War Hulk storyline, right? Like, you know exactly what happens.
I mean, so pretty much the Illuminati. Well, it's primarily Hulk versus the Illuminati.
Right. And so essentially what happens is the Illuminati deems the Hulk too dangerous to live on Earth. And they essentially knock him out, send him to space, but there's some message that's intercepted and the Hulk destroys the spaceship and lands on
they pretty much
another planet.
What their plan was, they deemed the Hulk too dangerous for the world, and they tricked the Hulk into thinking, we got to send you to space to take this monster on. And as soon as he's far enough, the pre-recorded thing comes up and says, hey, I'm sorry, Banner, but you're too fucking crazy. You got to go. Well, don't worry. We're leaving you at a safe planet with some animals that you'll be able to frolic through the daisies.
Well, and it's supposed to be like a plant-based planet. Like, there's nobody for him to hurt. You know what I mean? He would just basically be in solitude. But again, he lands on another planet. He marries somebody. He works his way up in the ranks of this planet or whatever, and the ship explodes, killing his wife, killing all these different people. And of course, he is framed, or no, the Illuminati members, Tony Stark, Doctor Strange,
Namor.
No, who's the... what's his name?
Black Bolt.
Black Bolt, yes, that's who I'm trying to think of. Black Bolt's another big one. They're basically framed as killing his wife, and the Hulk essentially goes down to Earth to to go for it. I mean, he ends up using Black Bolt like as a threat, like he basically beats him to a pulp or whatever, and is like, "This is what's going to happen to you. Like if you don't, if you don't, surrender yourself or whatever." It's a crazy, crazy storyline. I mean, at one point, when Hulk realizes that the Illuminati were framed and that they really didn't do this to him. I mean, he breaks Doctor Strange's hands. Like, there's a Hulkbuster fight. They destroy half of Manhattan. Like, it's wild. And essentially, at the end of it, the Hulk reaches critical mass. If the Hulk reaches critical mass, that's like Godzilla going nuclear. Like, it's a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that would be. I'm so stoked if they really go that route and they do that storyline. That would be incredible. I would be completely down for that. So
it has to be way down the line too.
It would. We would have to build a whole lot for that. I mean, that would have to be. I mean, that probably wouldn't be for at least another 3 or 4 years, if I had to guess. At least.
I would imagine it'd be like
5.
I would imagine it would be like after the multi-saga.
Really?
Yeah, it would have to, man.
I don't know. Interesting. Toggle Speed says, I think Disney Plus Day will just be for new Marvel announcements. Don't forget, Spider-Man is mainly owned by Sony. I'm pretty sure Sony would want their own day to have Spider-Man all to themselves that day. But they've had that chance. I mean, that's the thing. They had, I forget what it's called, the Sony, their version of what Investor Day was, and we didn't really get anything. Jonas Cerna, excuse me. I think we might get the trailer tomorrow because of the way Endgame worked. Trailer released March 14th and movie released on April 26th. Yes, but I don't think they're going to follow that. I don't think that Endgame really has anything to do with the marketing campaign for this film. I think they're really going to do
all the Russo brothers.
Yeah,
that really was.
And that's also Disney in complete control. And yes, Disney has some say because it is a split property and a split film between the two of them. But Disney doesn't have full say. Sony doesn't have full say. It's kind of a strange. I think that's part of the reason things have been so sporadic and kind of we haven't gotten very much is because it's split between two studios that are both trying to get what they want. Like we talked about earlier, there was the rumor of whether or not they wanted to include Tobey and Andrew in the trailer versus not including them and things like that. So yeah, I think they're following their own. I think this is on its own plane in terms of its marketing campaign. One of the last comments before we wrap this thing up, Rickman just said that the trailer is almost here, but if the trailer was this week, he'd say we get the poster this week and the trailer this week as well. Yeah, and I don't know if maybe they're just trying to be vague. I don't really know. I mean, again, there's a lot of factors at play. As you guys know, I mean, this is changing. This is a changing situation. Literally, we've been live for an hour and 34 minutes doing this show. And there's been new information literally in the last half hour that we've been trying to keep up with. So that's why, again, we did a Spider-Man No Way Home episode almost a year ago before we even knew it was Spider-Man No Way Home, just speculating about the multiverse and what we could see. And again, this is kind of the same type thing. We're just speculating. We're not leaking new information. We're not giving anything that you already don't know. This is just, again, it was an open conversation trying to just speculate, talk to each other, see what we want to see, what we don't want to see, things like that. So yeah, man, I don't know. There's a lot of different hopes. This is going to be one of those properties, similar to what we saw with Halloween Kills, especially similarly to what we saw with WandaVision. And I remember you talking about that, Miguel. Like so many people, I think people's expectations were here for WandaVision.
Yeah.
And WandaVision ended up being here because people didn't temper their expectations enough,
Yeah, pretty much. That's one thing I'm also that makes me less excited than what I was before, because the expectations and theories people are throwing out here is going to be the reason of their downfall and their disappointment with the movies, because they're like, right, it's got to be this. If it's not, it's shit.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And it's like, that's not the way to do it, man. Like,
Yeah.
for fuck's sakes, man, this is a movie. This is a project that the MCU has been building. So let's just take it for what it is. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah. Real quick before we get out of here, Toggle Speed says, when I first heard the leaks about the new Spider-Man movie would be a Spider-Verse film, you have no idea how hard I laughed. Never believed it. Can't believe this is real life. I know, man. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. Even still, whether these pictures are real or fake, whether anything that we're seeing on social media right now is real or fake, regardless of its validity, it's crazy to think that we're actually having these conversations, you know what I mean? And that we know that there are multiverse villains assembling. And it's crazy that we're even having this conversation with each other. So I'm excited. I know everybody is excited. Miguel, you're excited. And guys, that is going to do it for episode number 49 of Let's Talk Movies. Yusuf Sari says, great podcast, guys. Thanks for the episode. Thanks you so much for hanging out with us. We love talking to you guys and chilling. Is this movie going to be #1 grossing movie of all time?
I don't know yet.
I don't know. I think it could definitely. I think it could beat Endgame. I really do. I think this could be. I don't know. I think that this could be a bigger film than Endgame was, and that's saying a lot because Endgame was Infinity War and Endgame. We're on a different plane. Like the top shelf superhero movies to me, The Dark Knight, Infinity War, Endgame. What else? What am I missing?
You got this.
I don't know. What else am I missing? What would you put on your top tier? I mean, whatever. I mean, the Tobey Spider-Man 2, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. I mean, those are top shelf comic book movies to me, and I think this has the potential to be right up there with your Endgame, your Dark Knight, your Spider-Man 2. I mean, this could be remarkable. It's going to depend on how it all plays out and what we see. So again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Please, if you have not already, leave us a like and please consider subscribing to our channel if you are new here. We do new shows every single Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We've got this main show. We've got another show called Purely and Simply Evil, where we revisit old horror films. And we're going to be getting together, I think, this weekend to maybe kind of plan that out a little bit and chart out where we're moving for the rest of the year with that show as well. So please follow us on Twitter and Instagram at We Talk the Movies. Guys, we will talk to you next time. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. If you are listening after the fact, please let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Take it easy, guys. See ya.
See ya.